which well-known song is commonly perceived as cheerful, but actually has darker undertones. For any Aussies, Am I Ever Gonna See Your Face Again? An iconic Aussie classic that crowds must respond to the main line with, "No way, get fucked, fuck off." The song is a true story about losing his girlfriend in a car crash. The riff represents the ambulance wail as it heads to the scene of the accident that killed her. I think the guitarist wrote it. After crowds responded with the now customary callback, the band were unsure about whether to play it out of respect. Let It Go. A lot of people perceive it as some big ballad of liberation. However, in the context of the film, Elsa has abandoned her responsibilities as a queen and sister. Her running away rather than facing her fears results in pain and suffering to her subjects and siblings, that are only resolved when she confronts her problems and doesn't run away and slam the door on them. It is probably the closest thing to a villain song in Frozen. I Don't Like Mondays by Boomtown Rats. Seems cheery, but it's actually about 16-year-old schoolgirl Brenda Spencer, who woke up one day and chose violence, and basically sat on the porch across from her school and fired a rifle at people going to the school, killing 2 and wounding 8. When contacted by reporters during the siege and asked why she was doing it, she said, "I don't like Mondays, this livens up the day." The Wave Fastball. The song was written about a couple out of Salado, Texas. The wife had Alzheimer's and the husband had just gotten out of a serious brain surgery when they went missing. The bassist started writing the song when their missing persons report hit the news and finished it when 13 days later their bodies were found still in their vehicle after having driven off the road into a ditch. Pretty much any song by Culture Club Boy George. As a kid I always liked how his songs sounded, but as I got older I realized just how sad they were, and now I love them even more as a bisexual woman who is judged harshly by those around me and even those who claim to be an ally. I've always been a big fan of music that was created before my time, that dared to talk about taboo topics. Rock-a-Bye Baby. Children's song. A baby sleeping in a cradle in the treetops then falls to its death. Nice message. There's a surprisingly dark, even sinister, side to many classic Mother Goose rhymes. Many Mother Goose rhymes started out as metaphors for political statements or moral warnings, set to simple tunes so they could be remembered and passed along. Pina Colada is about a guy trying to cheat on his wife, and the lyrics, "If you like pina coladas," the woman's lonely heart's letter in the newspaper. He then meets said woman and it's his wife who is trying to also cheat on him. Now one could see that as heartwarming they answered the ad for each other, but I personally find it grounds for divorce. 99 Luftballons is about nuclear Armageddon. Forever Young is about nuclear Armageddon. And You'll Never Guess What I Melt With You is about its nuclear Armageddon. The Macarena is about a woman cheating on her boyfriend while he's conscripted. Which is less bad, but still probably not something that should have been taught to every 90s kid. Rock-a-Bye Baby on the Treetop. He had a son in 1688 and many feared his heir would lead to a Catholic dynasty in England. According to this political theory, the lyrics of Rock-a-Bye Baby were a death wish directed at the infant son of King James II, hoping he would die and be replaced by a Protestant king. Dancin' in the Moonlight Toploader. Sherman Kelly and his girlfriend at the time were ambushed by a group wielding baseball bats while they were hanging out on a beach. They beat him half to death and raped his girlfriend in front of him. He wrote the song as an antithesis to what happened that night. Elvis Costello often has rather upbeat music, but his lyrics are often very serious. Lately the song Sunday's Best has been popping up for me, and it has this cheerful music, but he warns to not look under the bed, an arm, leg, a severed head. Yeah, not really cheerful at all. Made in England. Elton John. Upbeat, catchy, and was played a lot in Britain in '97 when it was released, but the verses in one line in particular mostly talk about his cruel bullied life and various things he had to deal with during his some 40 years in England. All I Wanna Do Is Make Love to You, by heart. Song is sweet and sexy about a woman picking up a hitchhiker for a night of no-strings sex. But when they meet up randomly later on, turns out she used him as a sperm donor and is passing him off as her husband's kid. You're My Sunshine. We were going to print the lyrics on the funeral program for my Sil's funeral. I downloaded all the verses and showed them to my brother. When you read real lyrics, without the music, they seem dark. We went with a poem instead. Happy Together by the Turtles. It's used over and over in trailers for buddy movies, but the song isn't about a happy couple, it's about a guy gaslighting himself into thinking that his girlfriend hasn't dumped him. Take Me to Church, Hosier. Bunch of folks never listened to the lyrics. They only heard in the lyrics religious connotations in the song and not the whole physical relationship vibes. Had to edit for clarity. Mystery's Beautiful Blues by the Eels and Do You Realize by the Flaming Lips. Both are super catchy and even happy sounding, but are about dealing with the death of someone close to the respective artists. Fun. We're Young. It's about a dude being questioned by police for beating his girlfriend, and his excuse for all of it is we're young, it's not a big deal and she's still gonna come home with me tonight. Flowbot's Handlebars. The numbers of people I've heard screaming I can end the planet in a Holocaust, in a Holocaust, in a Holocaust without any thought of where they are or who's around is cringeworthy. Rehab by Amy Winehouse. It's this jaunty radio hit, and the woman is singing about how she is beyond help and cannot beat her addiction. And of course she drank herself to death 3 years later. When Wake Me Up Before You Go, Go. It's a guy begging his suicidal friend to please call him before doing anything drastic so that he can talk his friend down off the proverbial literal edge. Hey You by Outkast is essentially about how modern relationships are messed up and that true love may or may not be real, despite being such an upbeat song that is very popular at weddings. By Sharona. We used to love skating around the roller rink in the 70s to this song. Every Breath You Take. People have this as their wedding song. Listen to the words. People. We Just Disagree by Dave Mason from the 70s. There ain't no good guys, there ain't no bad guys, there's just you and me and we just disagree. Cheerful, poppy sounding breakup song. Electric Avenue by Eddie Grant. Awesome beat. Songs about the Brixton riots back in the 80s and is basically about oppression and poor socio-economic conditions that sparked the riots. Last Train to Clarksville, the Monkees. Upbeat tune, about a guy wanting to see his girl one last time before he goes off to fight in war. And I Don't Know If I'm Ever Coming Home. No Children by the Mountain Goats. The melody is a bit like an upbeat drinking song, but the lyrics are the bleakest description of a failing marriage I've ever heard. Today Is the Greatest by Smashing Pumpkins. Had a couple ask for it as recessional for wedding, don't think they ever listen to the words. Anything by Porcupine Tree. Hey Yeah by Outkast has been a super popular one. The whole song sounds cheerful and danceable, but the lyrics are much more serious. Not Dark by any means. Pictures of You, The Cure. I mean, I thought they actually put out a cheerful song and then I read the lyrics on my Amazon Music app. Jam, Swimming Pools by Kendrick Lamar. At the time it was released, it was often played as a party jam, but it's really about how awful alcoholism is. Well, not necessarily cheerful, but most people have positive connotation with Every Breath You Take. Even though it's about a stalker. List for Life Iggy Pop. It's about a guy selling his ass for heroin, yet Carnival Cruise Lines decided it was great for a commercial. Margaritaville is about being a broke-ass bum, featuring questionable life decisions and projecting accountability onto some lady. The Way by Fastball. Sounds cheery and upbeat but is actually based on a true story of an elderly couple who got lost and died. White Winter Hymnal by Fleet Foxes. Probably shouldn't have made that my bridesmaid's procession song at my wedding, oops. Most versions of Hallelujah. Throw a sometimes happy religious word in there and bam, it has to be positive, right? Last Train to Clarksville. The Monkees. It is about going to Vietnam. And I Don't Know If I'm Ever Coming Home. Margaritaville. A carefree song about a man, lamenting the loss of a woman, slow, while drinking himself to death. Do You Realize by the Flaming Lips. Awesome song, but a rather dark choice for your newborn's pic collage. Pink Houses by Tom Petty is often played as an American pride song when its meaning is the exact opposite. Blurred Lines Robin Thicke featuring Pharrell. Just read the lyrics without singing it, that shit is mad crazy. Blinding Lights by The Weeknd. Upbeat music, but in the context of the album it's a really dark song. The One I Love by Rim, a simple prop to occupy my time, this one goes out to the one I love. Grey Street by David Matthews Band. It's a really upbeat song but the lyrics are heartbreaking. Brown Sugar by the Rolling Stones essentially glorifies slavery, rape, torture and pedophilia. Hallelujah by Leonard Cohen. Dismal lyrics. Still sung by people thinking it's uplifting. I Don't Like Mondays about one of the first school shootings in the United States. Hey Ya! It's about generational trauma. The Sleep Token cover really captures it. Porcelain by Moby. The melody has always been so exhilarating. With sad lyrics. You Are My Sunshine. People tend to just sing the chorus, and ignore the verse. You Are My Sunshine by Johnny Cash. My entire family sung it as a lullaby. I used to think Mr. Brightside was uplifting until I listened to the lyrics. The Escape the Pina Colada song. It's about a couple looking to cheat. Cake by Melanie Martinez. It's about feeling used by someone sexually. And She Was by the Talking Heads. The beat is deceptively upbeat. No Rain by Blind Melon. I can't believe nobody has said this yet. Oh, so it's more of a happy-go-lucky type thing without a plot. Ring Around the Rosie. It's about people dying of influenza. Same question posted daily along with the same answers. Follow Me by Uncle Cracker. The song is about cheating. Ring Around the Rosie, it's about a deadly pandemic. For better or for worse, and Passin' Me by The Far Side.